Hello everybody, and thank you for clicking on the video. I'm going to talk about revolvers in the modern world, their advantages, and in some cases their disadvantages. There are a lot of advantages to revolvers. They tend to be of higher caliber and have more knockdown in some cases. If you're getting something like this, not so much. This is a Smith & Wesson Bodyguard. It has the shrouded, and this is all steel, shrouded hammer, and this is all steel. This one is 38 special. I believe it's not even rated for plus P. Yeah, it's not even rated for plus P. This is actually a decent gun to shoot. I don't like the air weights. They're pretty snappy. But anyway, these guns have been used for a long time for self-defense, for concealed carry and stuff like that. And since a lot of people aren't doing that anymore because of the micro compacts or the subcompact double stacks like the 365 or the Hellcat that really make this thing kind of stupid to carry. I'll go into why it's not as stupid as someone might think. There are a lot of them on the market, and they're fairly inexpensive. You can get used ones that are perfectly fine, that did nothing but live in a holster its whole life. They'll work for a long time. Gives you the ability to get a good quality, inexpensive carry gun for not a lot of money. So there are advantages to that, and it will do the job if you practice. So go to the range and practice with your little guns. Go to the range and practice with any gun. This is a Ruger, I have to check the name, GP100. This is a 357 Magnum. This thing's pretty cool. It has an advantage in what I call load and leave, and that is where you load the gun and you leave it staged somewhere around your house or property in some way. Where I live, there's a lot of farms, there's a lot of garage workshops. I know several people, actually a lot of people, who will load a revolver and leave it in their toolbox. Their toolbox is usually locked, but when they are in the garage working, they are now separated from their guns if they're working on tractors, trucks, or anything like that. So they'll do that, and they don't want to worry about magazine springs. Valid or not, they don't want to have to worry about it, and that's their choice. And they choose revolvers, and they also tend to choose full 357 Magnum over 38 Special. There are a number of people, and pigs are not a problem right now where I live, but in other parts of the state, wild pigs are a problem, and people want the 357 Magnum or the 45 Long Colt or 44 Magnum, excuse me, to actually stop that before one of their kids gets hurt. So revolvers are a pretty high pick for that, as well as hunting. And I understand this is a relatively common hunting gun. This is an old Smith & Wesson 19. I love this gun. It's just out here for eye candy. So I'll put it right here so you can see. Ruger Blackhawk. This has been in a number of my videos. I love shooting it. This one has the 9mm cylinder and 357 Magnum cylinder, which will also shoot 38s. Now this is up here as a representation of pretty much an old cowboy gun, where you flip open the gate and you have to load and unload the gun round individually. Now I know at least two people who carry guns like this. Shout out to them. I asked one of them one day while he was carrying his Ruger Vaquero, actually. I go, all right, so why are you carrying that? I know he shoots modern guns and stuff like that. And he goes, well, actually, Rich, all summer long, I shot cowboy action and took 2 cowboy action classes or clinics. And he said, when I went to put on my regular carry gun, I realized that I hadn't shot it in at least a year. But I had been shooting this a lot. So he went with the gun that he used. That's very similar to the other people I know who carry these. They go, hey, I like shooting them. They're a lot of fun. And I shoot them more than I shoot my modern guns, so I carry them. And I don't think that's a bad thing. It just means that your tactics and what you do has to change. The gun is still perfectly capable of defending your life, especially if you're talking about coyotes or wild pig or something like that. And I've also heard people say that they are more likely to carry this just because it feels better. I'm not saying it's more comfortable. I'm saying that they're walking around in the woods or on their farm or something like that. And they go, you know what? I like the aesthetics of this one better than this one, so I'm going to carry this. And they wind up carrying it. And good on them. It's better to have it than not have it, in my opinion. And if this is what you have, cool. Are there better guns? Probably. But are there better guns for them? Probably not. Old Colts. This is an old Colt. This one is actually 45 ACP. And why I bring that out is these guns have been around for a long time. Not this one specifically, but revolvers. They're a good training gun. There's something to get and know how to use and know how to use well, because you can pretty much find one anywhere. I can't tell you how many times I get a call from somebody going, hey, my husband died 20 years ago, and I was cleaning out some drawers and I found an old revolver sitting in there. Or my grandma and grandpa died, and while I was cleaning out their house, I found a revolver. So knowing how to use these is a good thing. They're out there. They will always be out there. And there's more out there to count. So that's my opinion on them. Revolvers are awesome. They're fun to keep your training lively, to take out to the range and just shoot, see how you do. Run a course of fire like the 5x5 test or the OPATA course of fire for law enforcement and see how you do, just to get out to the range and have some fun. Well, if you have any questions on this, please feel free to ask. Have a